Hey guys, welcome back to the coreross channel. Thanks for joining me this weekend. I thought I would go over the marketing material for Blood Orchid and show you how smart the marketing material is and what they're trying to do with it and how it's really smart. So first of all, I've worked as a graphic designer for over 10 years and I've worked on a lot of marketing campaigns, a lot of promotions. So let's talk about how this is working. At the beginning of this month, I made a video about the release date for Hong Kong season and I put together this calendar. So at that point, we didn't have any of the information of the release date for the DLC, but now we do it. It's official. So I got the release date perfect. I guessed it was going to be the 29th, and that is the day it's going to go live on all platforms. And I was one day off with the teasers. I said the 8th, and the first teaser came out on the 9th. So I was one day off. But a teaser also came out on the 10th and the 11th, so it's bang on there. I think there will be one on the Monday the 14th. I think there'll be one on the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th if they keep up these daily teasers. So I think we will have one every day of the week leading up to Gamescom as well. So I was almost perfect with this. Now let's actually talk about what the marketing material for this operation is meant to do. So I've seen this begin to really happen with Velvet Shell. There was a real jump up in the marketing quality, and it's all about getting people to talk. So it's all about conversation. It's showing enough to get people speculating, to get people talking to each other on Reddit, to get people making videos on YouTube, and to get people talking in YouTube comments, and just get everyone talking and build this buzz and this hype about it all. So let's go even deeper into that. So what we've been shown so far is extremely well crafted. So we've seen, and this is the very smart bit, we've seen the Polish operator's legs. So we know that because of the Polish bird in the corner here. But also, we've seen the Hong Kong operator's head. So obviously these two operators don't match up. So we know that this is probably the Polish one on the bottom, and this is the Hong Kong one at the top. But also we've seen a body as well. So if you look at this, we actually have a complete operator. We have legs, body, and head. And that's really smart. That's deliberately done. And although we know that the bottom and the top are from different operators, because we don't get to see a face or any kind of national identifier, we don't know whether this is the Hong Kong operator or the Polish operator. So of course everyone's speculating about it, and then everyone's digging into all the different elements that are shown, all the different warning labels, and of course that gets people talking tons and tons. So the marketing has really gone up in quality, even since Velvet Shell. So Velvet Shell was good. The teasers for that were really good, and it really got people buzzing about it and got people talking about it. But this one is damn good. Like, we're going to have 2 weeks of really big hype building. Then we're going to have Gamescom. So the hype by the time this is released is going to be through the roof compared to any other DLC release. And it's because of this really good marketing material. So let's talk about this. Let's go even deeper into this. Now, people have said to me in the comments that the body and the head are this one operator, the Hong Kong operator. Now, the problem I have with that is if you look at the Hong Kong operator, that's heavy armor. That's like Rook. So that's full body armor that you would wear all over. The other problem is if you look at the body, it's got no shoulder pads. Whereas the Hong Kong operator's face, you can clearly see big shoulder pads at the side. So you'd be able to see them in the rear view as well. That to me means that these are two different operators. But of course, again, that gets people speculating, is that the Hong Kong operator? Is that the Polish operator? Because we now confirmed the leaks, right? So that means that we see the leaks. The Hong Kong operator looks exactly the same, apart from a little bit of different color in the visor. But the Polish operator, if that's the same one, it's completely different. And if you're saying that, if you're looking at me and saying, oh, well, if you're confirming that leak, that means that operator should look the same. Thing is, though, this is a leak. It ain't official, which means it could have been taken any time in the development. And we've seen like early pictures of Valkyrie and stuff like that, where they look really kind of basic to begin with. So it could be that this is the Polish operator, but the leak is from an older version. Because if you think about it, when Operation Health began, or just before Operation Health began, the Hong Kong operators were complete, because that Operation Health was a last minute choice, which means the Hong Kong operators were complete and done. The map was done. it was all done. So of course the leak looks like it probably came out in the last 3 months, because the Hong Kong operator looks exactly the same as in the teaser. But over the last 3 months, they would have been working on the Polish operator while they were working on Operation Health. So that means that Polish operator was in development probably all the way through Operation Health, probably getting tweaked and changed. And if that's the case, we don't know if this one from the leak looks the same. Now, I'm 50-50. This could easily be the Hong Kong operator, or it could easily be the Polish operator. The way the marketing's done is exactly designed to make you think, is that actually that operator or that operator? And it gets people analysing. And that's the point of this marketing material. It's really smart. It's all designed to get you talking, all designed to get you buzzing, and all designed to get you hyped. So, of course, everyone's going to come up with different theories. Now, another thing to bring up is also that in year one, all the DLC matched each other. So they all looked like they were pairs. You could definitely tell that they all came from the same DLC. If you randomly pick someone off the street and asked which one of these matches up with each other, you'd be able to do it very easily. Whereas Velvet Shell, it's not so easy. They're actually quite different. That means that certainly this one that we see here, this body, could come from either the Hong Kong or the Polish, because it does indeed look like it's got some of the same colours as definitely the Hong Kong operator's outfit. But then it's also got some very similar colours to the Polish operator's outfit. So it could easily be on both sides. So 50-50 there. But there's something I've not seen anyone deal with yet. And that is that the leaks were very kind to Ubisoft. They didn't show gadgets. They showed a pistol, that was it, with a sight. But they didn't show main weapons or anything like that. Obviously, these two pictures here look like they were kind of probably taken in the main menu or the cart. These were taken in the character selection screen of Rainbow Six Siege, which means weapons, customizing your loadout was all probably in there. And certainly you would have been able to see the entire body as well, so the whole character model. So someone has very deliberately cropped down to just give us portraits of these two female operators. And the thing I've not seen a single content creator or any theorist on Reddit come up with is, why have we only seen the females so far in the leaks and the teasers? Now, certainly the body we see from behind could be a male. But the thing about Rainbow Six Siege is it's a game that does have limitations. So for instance, all the characters in this game, in their BIOS, it has their height. And some of them are dramatically different in height from each other. However, in the game, everybody's the same height. And the reason for that is, if you were to create characters at different heights, you would need different animations for those characters. And of course, it would also mean balancing issues as well. So when you look at all the characters in the game, they actually all are exactly the same height. And the males have the same build, the females have the same build. Although there's differences between them, especially armor, most of them are pretty similar. In the real world, you can have operators who are really skinny guys. So they might be males, but they might have real skinny, potentially, if you're seeing them from behind, might look like a female. But in computer games, that's not normally the case. Computer games are usually more uniform. There's not usually that variety. So that makes me think that this is probably a female. But that, again, that's 50-50. Now, if that is a female operator, that means it should be the Polish operator, because there should be a male coming as well. So where's this male? Why was he not leaked? Why is he not being teased? And I'm going to just throw out there a really crazy theory. And I'm 99% sure this is going to be wrong. This is definitely going to be wrong. But sometimes I come up with these really crazy theories and end up being true. And I'm like, damn it, I should have made a video about that. So I'm going to make this video, even though it's probably going to be totally wrong. But this is it, right? So sit back, enjoy, get your comments ready, because you can rip me to shreds as much as you want. So my theory here is that the male operator is not human. I think a robot is the best bet. Some sort of, not futuristic, something we can see in the real world. So something like this kind of battle platform that could be controlled by an operator that actually isn't even in the game. So effectively being controlled from home base or something. Now, this robot would be very powerful, but it wouldn't be able to rappel up walls or windows. It wouldn't be able to do most of the simple stuff that other operators can do. It wouldn't be able to get downed and injured, and of course when it gets killed it's deed. But of course it comes with a lot of firepower, it'd be harder to kill. Now, this is of course extraordinarily far-fetched, and I think a bit crazy, and like I say, I think it's going to be wrong. But I'm just trying to put, because this, my marketing mind's like, why the hell are they not teasing the male guy? And if they're not teasing them, that means there's a goddamn reason. So either, if we were to see, and this again, back to the leak has portraits. And that, of course, gives away no gadgets, no weapons. Apart from that pistol, that's all we see. So the leakers very specifically trying not to harm Ubisoft. They're probably just getting a buzz from doing a little bit of leaking, but they're deliberately not showing off everything. Now, that means if there's a portrait of the male guy, surely you wouldn't be able to tell his gadgets in there. Like we had Jackal, his whole headgear was very much what you use to track footprints, but if you were to see a leak of that before you knew what the ability was, you would have no idea what it did. So does that mean that he is human, but he has something on his head that shows exactly what that gadget is? Or could it be that, like I say, he's a robot or something? There's other speculation maybe that it could be like a dog or something as well. I don't think that's a good idea. But I do like the idea of an autonomous robot, because that is something you do that exists in the real world. And it would be weird in this game, but could be. Anyway, let's go back to the body of that operator. And let me talk about why I think this is the Polish operator. So we've got the Hong Kong operator here. This is the female one for sure, right? So that means that this isn't the Hong Kong's body. It would be very weird to have that full heavy armor just on the shoulders and then be wearing a t-shirt underneath. It'd be very odd, I think. We also have the Polish tees, which shows us jeans, kind of grey jeans. And that kind of matches up with what we see in the body. It does kind of look like that could be jeans. But certainly, like I say, I'm 50-50. This could be a guy. Could easily be a dude. But I think my marketing mind is thinking there's something up here. Now, I expect that tomorrow, on Monday, there will probably be just a tease of the male character. That'll be it. It'll come out and be like, oh, okay, it's a dude. It's a dude. It's nothing special. It's just a dude. But you never know. That's why I'm making this video, because sometimes I'm freaking right and I don't make a video, but I'm like, damn it. So this time I'll do it, and it's cool if I get embarrassed. Don't worry. I'm quite happy to be wrong. Yeah, so I think quite happy to be wrong. Now let's have a little chat actually about this full body shot as well. Now let's actually have a talk about the warning symbol that's on what could be the canister. This could be the device, the actual gadget of this operator. And I think it's this. I think it's warning about magnetic fields. Now, I don't know what use this would be. Like if it's just a canister that's a magnet, kind of weird. I was thinking on defense, maybe you like put it down at a window, and if Fuse tries to fuse in, all his grenades get sucked into this magnet and explode there, kind of safely. So it's kind of like another kind of Jaeger type device. Or it could be an attacker. Maybe they throw it into a room and it like grabs all the barbed wire together, pulls it in one big clump, and that kind of clears it out for you. Both of them kind of work, but it's hard to kind of come up with ideas that would be magnetic based. There's also a lot of speculation that this might be a poison trap of some sort. I think that's totally possible as well. So this is it again, right? We're back to this marketing stuff where they're deliberately making it all vague. They've deliberately gone through this, and they know that this little gadget gets seen for a few frames. They know that the little out of focus warning label is going to get seen, and everyone's going to like analyze what it is. And literally all we have to do is wait. Like we wait a week and we're probably gonna get a trailer. So that'll show everything, and then another week later we'll actually get to see them all in operation. Then a week later we actually play them. So we are gonna get to see all this stuff very quickly. But this is exactly what this marketing is supposed to do. Get people talking and get it building up the hype and the anticipation, and that will have way more people joining in and playing Rainbow Six Siege. And of course that is a very great thing for us, because we love Rainbow Six Siege. The more people play it, the more people buy season passes, the more content we get, the more support we get, and hopefully the more bug fixes we get as well. Hopefully we don't get another Operation Health though. I do not want that. But anyway, guys, that is everything from me. If you don't know already, this season we're going to be getting 2 Hong Kong operators and 1 Polish operator. And that is because the Polish season got kind of deleted. So the operators are still coming, but they're going to be spread over this season and the next. So we do appear to be getting a female Polish operator. We're of course going to get a female Hong Kong operator, and then probably a male Hong Kong operator as well. Probably not a robot, but you know, I can always dream. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I will catch you next time.